Hey Mixers, welcome back to another NFL video. Today we are adding on to some week one touchdown calls. So I already have videos out going over week one player props. We have two videos out going over week one player props. We have one going through every single game looking at the money lines, the totals, and the spreads. And then we have a touchdown video for week one as well. Now we're adding on some more touchdown calls for week one. And we also have some season-long player props and season-long bets videos out as well. So if you're interested in any of those, please go check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments. But let's jump into the recap real quick. You can take some screenshots if you want, and then we'll jump into these new bets. So this page here is going to be the money lines, spreads, and game totals bets. We also have two teasers for week one, a 6-point teaser, and then a home dog 7.5-point teaser. And then these are the touchdown calls that we already made, including two parlays with some favorites. These are the player props that I made in the first video. Everything in green is still available, or you could even get it at a better number than what I bet it at. Everything in yellow is starting to move up. Everything in red is no longer available. And everything in gray are bets that I would no longer make just because of, like in Trey Harris's case, they signed Keenan Allen. In Brian Robinson's case, obviously he is on a new team. So I would no longer make those bets. And then here are the added player props that I added a couple of days ago in another player props video. So you can take screenshots of all of these. We're not going to read through all of them, but you can go watch those other videos if you want to know why I like these bets. Today, we're going to add on some touchdown calls. We're going to add on 3 touchdown calls and then a touchdown ladder. So the first one here is going to be Malik Nabers anytime touchdown plus 145. By the way, you guys, I like to take plus money on these touchdown calls. I'm not going to straight bet the favorites because it's just not good for tax purposes, for number one. And number two, all I have to do is hit every other one. And, I'm coming out ahead, basically. So I like to take some in the mid-range, like right here in the 150s. I like to take at least 1 or 2 that are in the 200s or 300s. And then I'll usually take a really big long shot one as well. So I'll show you those. So Malik Nabers here is our first one, plus 145. The Giants had a touchdown on the ground and 2 touchdowns through the air against the Commanders in both games that they played last year. And, obviously we know the Giants were not very good. They were at the bottom of the league for touchdowns, and they still were able to get it done 3 touchdowns per game against the Commanders. So the Giants defense is really good. I think that that's going to give them some chances to put the offense on the field. And I think that gives a lot of chances for Malik Nabers to score a touchdown. He did have one in one of these games. In the other game, it was 2 tight ends who got the touchdowns. So, obviously touchdowns are very hard to predict. That's why this is tough to win in this market, but it's fun. The next one here is going to be our touchdown ladder, which I'll go into more detail on the summary page. The Steelers at the Jets, no touchdown scored. I saw that at plus 4,500. This has one of the lowest game totals on the slate. I think maybe the lowest game total. And so I'm switching my lean. I think I said over. I was leaning over 38.5, but I hadn't bet it. Now I'm leaning under 38.5, and I'm still not going to bet it. But I'm leaning under, and we're going to do a touchdown ladder, like a no touchdown ladder on this matchup. So at the plus 4,500 odds, you could throw $5 and make over $200 with those types of odds. It did happen twice last year. Not with these teams, though, although the Steelers did have no touchdowns in week 1 last year against the Falcons. And that was a home game as well. So also some other angles that you could take is if you just think the Jets score 1 touchdown or less, that is plus 125. I think that's a decent bet. But if you want to bet the total touchdowns, under 4 is minus 140, under 3.5 plus 115, under 3 plus 200, under 2.5 plus 280, and under 2 plus 700, under 1.5 plus 800. So I'll tell you which legs we're taking of that on the final screen. Next one here is going to be Tetairoa McMillan, anytime touchdown plus 145. Now, I already have a lot of props for week 1 for Tetairoa McMillan and Bryce Young. I got them early, so I got Bryce Young under 200 passing yards. I think that's a great steal. I think he's definitely going to hit 200. And then I got Tetairoa McMillan, I think, somewhere around 45. And I think he's in the 50s now. I still like it, but I also like him to get a touchdown here. So Bryce Young had touchdowns in 6 of his last 6 games last year to finish out the season, including a 3-touchdown game. And this included matchups against the Buccaneers twice and the Eagles. So he was able to score in all of those games. Now he gets the Jacksonville Jaguars in week 1. who are pretty easy to score against. I think he gets at least one touchdown here, probably more than one. And I'm guessing at least one of them goes to this new, huge wide receiver that's kind of like a Mike Evans type. So he's a big, tall guy with a big wingspan. He can haul in any errant balls from Bryce Young. So I really like that at plus 145. I really don't think, I think this should be closer to like 125 or plus 100. So I think there is some value that we're getting there as well. Next one here is a running back, RJ Harvey, anytime touchdown plus 150. Denver has a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. They're playing at home. They're playing the Titans, which is, they're playing at elevation against a rookie quarterback who's on a bad team. So yeah, I think that they have complete control of this game. They're going to be running the ball quite a lot. And so I think either J.K. Dobbins or RJ Harvey is going to score a touchdown. Obviously, Bo Nix can run in for a touchdown, but I don't think he needs to vulture a touchdown. He's not really going to be running if they have the game well in hand. He's not going to be putting himself at injury risk if they have the game well in hand. So I do think either J.K. Dobbins or RJ Harvey is going to get a touchdown. They are both plus money to score a touchdown. So you could bet both of them. And then if one of them hits, you've come out a little bit ahead. I'm just going to bet the RJ Harvey one. I drafted him on 2 of my fantasy teams already. And I'm in love with this guy. I think he could be the new Alvin Kamara of the league, catching a lot of passes out of the backfield, but also doing okay on the ground. Like maybe he doesn't get to 1,000 yards, which Alvin Kamara has never gotten to 1,000 yards, but he's still been a top tier fantasy option every single year. So here is the recap, and we'll go over that ladder. Malik Nabers, anytime touchdown, plus 145. We're doing a full unit there. Tetairoa McMillan, anytime touchdown, plus 145, a full unit there. RJ Harvey, anytime touchdown, plus 150, one full unit there. And then our ladder here, this is how I'm going to play this. I'm going to do 1.75 units total, so just under 2 units. And we'll put 0.75 of that under 4 total touchdowns at the minus 140. And then we'll do a half unit on under 3.5 touchdowns on the plus 115. And then we'll do a quarter unit under 3 total touchdowns at plus 200. And then an eighth of a unit under 2.5 total touchdowns plus 280. I don't like betting under 2 and betting under 1.5. I think, betting under 2 means that you just think that no one, like you're already kind of making the bet that no one's going to score. Because if one team can't get a touchdown and the other team gets 2 touchdowns, I think that's a likely scenario. Like that could very easily happen. And it's even less likely that, no one can score a touchdown, but one team gets 1 touchdown. So I just skipped over those. The odds weren't good enough for me. And then I want to put an eighth of a unit on the plus 4,500 for neither team to get a touchdown here. So I only have to hit the second leg to come out ahead on this ladder. If I only hit the first leg, then I will come out half a unit down, which is no big deal. If I miss the whole thing, then, I miss 1.75 units. Not my favorite day, but hopefully I can make it up here with one of these other touchdown calls. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if there's any touchdown calls that I might be missing or overlooking. Some of your favorite players that you think are going to get a touchdown in week 1. Do not mention Kyle Pitts. I mean, you can if you want to, but I already had one guy mention Kyle Pitts, and he's on an island there. I think it could happen, but I refuse to put any money on that man after he has burned me so many times in fantasy football. So anyway, it's great to have football back, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks.